Hey guys, it's Mitt, and I'm going to talk to you today about my favorite map, House, and a few things that I've seen, like personally, while looking through it, that I feel like should be, more common in multiplayer game mode. But first thing first, I want you to notice that the developers took the time to go ahead and block. I didn't see him coming. To put panels over the top window, so there's literally no way to get in from above. But for the rest of this video, I'm pretty much going to show you some spots that I feel like should be utilized more often. And this is going to be the first one, is this one window right here, because people don't expect you to come up and shoot people that are defending this door right here. I've surprised quite a few people doing this. The other thing is no matter how far right you go, you can't go far enough right for people in the hallway or in the bathroom to shoot you out of this window, because they can't see you just like you can't see them. However, if there are defenders in kids' room, you can shoot through the wall and kill them. You just blindly shoot them too. Just depends if you get lucky or not. It's pretty easy to wall bang. The next thing I want to talk about is this doorway. This is a pretty good spot because your head is lower than normal. They expect you to be standing up, and when you're like this is pretty much the prone position for them, and they don't expect that. I really don't know why it's so strong, but it seems to be. The other benefit is that you're outside, and so there's a little light difference that makes it harder for them to see, as well as you have an ACOG and they don't. So, well, they probably don't, unless, they're Doc or Rook, or I think there's another character that has it. Alright, next up is we're going to talk about opening wall, especially right here. That's a good spot to open it, but let's talk about the light. So you have to know that you can hold a gadget and it'll tell you a little bit more information when you hold it. The red light turns red when you can't do it. It turns red over there when you can't do it. It'll turn green when you can do it. There's some other things like when you hold mute, it'll show you the radius of what mute can do. And now that radius is a whole sphere. It's not just, a flat circle. That wouldn't make any sense. Which makes it possible to jump over mute if you have the right angle on it. Now, I do like this blowout because you're able to shoot from, the corner while you're not completely above, which would be impossible. I think it's impossible. I'm pretty sure the construction room floor is completely solid. But, you can see that corner that people like to hide in. And we're going to talk about corners in the next video, too. I forget the name of the map. We'll cover that when we get to it. Now, I can't really talk about, I could blow open that wall and talk about the construction room some, but, with the windows boarded up and everything, and I've seen it plenty of times. I shouldn't have to cover it. The next thing we're going to talk about that I've not seen people use in multiplayer is breaking open, this little ledge, jumping down on top of this, and having a better coverage. Now, people that are going to walk across that big window, they're not going to expect you to sit there. And people are coming from the kids' room, you're going to be able to pop up and surprise them because you can hear them coming before they know. And they're sure as hell not going to expect you to be fucking floating around in the main lobby. And if you do spam crouch, I know a lot of people do it, you can kind of just barely see under the master bedroom wall. Now, next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and poke this open, put a little pattern. Now, remember that pattern's there. We'll come back to it in a second. We're going to come back to this, and when you lay down, you have a pretty good angle. You're going to definitely surprise people coming from kitchen, which happens quite often. Now, you can go ahead and jump down on this table too, which I believe you cannot vault onto, but I wouldn't recommend sitting here because you're pretty easy to see. Let's just say that. Now, I've gotten a few kills from this room right here. To the wall to the left, you can actually breach that, and it's right next to the staircase. It's a semi-solid wall, but you can shoot all the way through there into that OBJ room, all the way across from there. Now, I want to talk about this angle right here, which I believe is a pretty good angle for people with ACOGs. Blow that open. This guy's going to open up the wall for me with his shotgun. Now, you see how I got kind of stuck with having that huge ledge in the way? Not ledge, I don't know what you call that, corner. But now that I have this three wall breach sort of type of thing going on, I can see all the way into the closet, but I can also see that corner. and that gives me a pretty good advantage. It's pretty good. It's not the bestest. People usually have that reinforced. That's why you want to bring Habana. She's awesome at doing long shots like that. Thermite's also possible, but you know there's risk involved when you gotta plan it yourself. And that's why my main's pretty much Habana at this point. I got a couple other long breaches which are awesome, but they're also in other maps. Now you guys remember that pattern I told you to remember is there? Well, here's the pattern. Now we're gonna go ahead. Wow, you can't see through that. We're gonna go ahead and open up this whole little shelf, and we're gonna be able to see straight into the big window. I thought I heard somebody over here. I don't see anything. We're gonna be able to see straight into this window, and there ain't gonna be butt-nick shit over there. All right, you're not gonna see nothing because I'm all by myself. Now you can see pretty well. Like I said, I don't know if I said this yet, but you see where the white and the red meet on this wall? My head is right above the white line. So if you're coming from the big window and you suspect somebody's on this other side of this wall, you should be able to shoot right at the line, and with a little bit of recoil you should be able to headshot them. Now most guns have recoil, so that shouldn't be much of a problem. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and open this wall, not to show you guys because this is a well-known thing, but I'm gonna show you how hard it is to see in that cupboard. Now if you know that it's there, it's gonna be obvious, but not a lot of people know that's there. In fact, I've never seen anybody use this. But if you want to disguise it, just go ahead, go up to it, start punching the fuck out of it everywhere. Just punch the fuck out of everything. Now you can reinforce behind it. You can reinforce the wall to the, if you're in there, to your right, or right now right in front of me. And if you want to hide behind that every now and then, that's totally fine. That's up to you. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. But now I just pretty much made this hole unrecognizable. I was not expecting to fall on the shelf. I'm so used to that ledge being there. You know, it's a lot harder to detect because everything is destroyed. Now, if you don't feel that's safe enough, you can go ahead and just put a little hole right in between the shelves. Go ahead and open up the shelf, and you can just get a little perverted view, you know, in between them. Now it's not the best, but it's probably the most protected because they're not gonna see that coming. Watch, I'll go ahead and show you. Let me open this. They're not gonna see that at all. It doesn't matter how close you are, they're not gonna see that that's there. Especially with all this shit all over that thing. See, yeah, you're not gonna detect that. The odds of them sitting in the window right there though is pretty slim, but you know, it's possible. So now I just shot right above the white into the red, and I should have shot the bottom shelf right about head level when I'm crouched. And oftentimes people are crouched versus laying down or standing up. So this is a pretty good view. As you saw that I did shoot that bottom shelf, sort of from the T. Last thing but not least, I want to talk about something Sarah found in the middle of a game. It is actually possible to vault on top of this little shelf. You gotta get an angle on it, and then you'll be able to get on it. Now you'll automatically crouch because there's a little bar right above you that forces you to crouch. But if you move over, you can stand up. You just can't immediately jump out because that bar again is in the way. You'd have to crouch to get back out. It'll give you a little spawn peek view, if you will. You could also do that in order to throw your vault cams outside, which is awesome. That is a really hot spot to throw vault cams, and I'd highly recommend you throwing one out there. You can also jump in the upstairs window and throw a vault can out that window. But overall, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about on this map. This is stuff I haven't seen on other channels like Coconut Bra, and I feel like I should go ahead and touch up on it, as I've not seen people use this, and so it might be useful for them. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope it was resourceful. Go ahead and get out there and play your hearts out. I'm out.
Hello, it's me.
Me!